How have you been keeping?
Very good, thanks. Yeah, very good. Been trying to keep busy and be lucky enough to pick up some media stuff. And been watching a lot of rugby, but watching it from probably a different angle. When you're going from week to week as a coach, it's very analytical, which is obviously great, but it's very focused on one team. And obviously, I think now I can have a fresh look at some standout teams and just try and analyse what they're doing well, and looking forward to the Six Nations as well, where obviously we see the cream of the crop. And I'm lucky enough we're going to see some of the games live, which is always good.
Yeah, like a difficult way to end the year, I suppose. Were you at that point expecting some kind of a development the way it unfolded?
Yeah. Listen, things have been difficult for a while. There's a lot of restructuring going to happen in Welsh rugby, and I certainly felt we needed to get strong support financially to be able to kick on, and wasn't really clear that was going to come. So. Yeah, listen, I'm disappointed that I didn't get to finish a job there, but if you're not going to get to finish it, you're better off being out as quickly as possible and involved with an organisation where you can start something fresh or add to something that's already there.
I mean, all along, I suppose you would have spoken about it being kind of a 3-year project, and you needed time, obviously, to not only build a squad, but almost restructure a club in a way and change the culture there. Okay, granted that the form wasn't great, say, towards the end of 2018, do you feel as though it was like a rash decision on their behalf, or as in, do you feel as though you should have been given more time?
Listen, I think if you're going to give me more time, you need to see it out long term, and part of that was kind of having guarantees around budgets, and if they can't get those budgets, well, it's better to have clarity on that, and then make a decision. So, listen, I have no regrets around the restructuring we've done, and I just hope the next man in gets a chance to keep those structures in place and hopefully add to them.
And like, obviously, you're going to remain in coaching. I remember you mentioned earlier this month that, like, maybe in a different kind of a circumstance, you would have worked under a mentor at some point. If you do get back into it, do you reckon it'll be kind of in a head coaching capacity, or would you be looking at an assistant role somewhere to kind of rebuild?
I've no preference, to be honest. Like, I really enjoy head coaching, and I enjoy trying to lead an organisation and develop people on and off the field. But having said that, I definitely do feel that some stage in my career, and obviously the sooner that happens, the better. That it would be great to have an experienced head coach who's been at an elite level, and I'm thinking about Paul and Paul O'Connell and Mike Prendergast in Stade under someone like Heineken Mayer, John Fogarty and Philippe Conoponi working, and Leo working with Stuart to a certain extent. We saw Nigel Carlin and Jimmy Duffy re-signed this week, and I think Andy Friend has been a really good figurehead for them. And obviously people like Warren Gatlin. There's not many that you would say, oh, I'd love to work for him, but there's still a few, and I think that would be educational for me, and it'd make me better. But you don't always, those opportunities don't always arise either. But definitely it was something I would look at, working as part of a coaching team, in a probably a successful, well funded organisation.
I love the way you can't switch off the coaching brain when you're even watching rugby now. Are you taking loads of notes? Are you watching through your sports code analysis software?
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, watching live is. I like watching live, but I only really get stuck into it when you have it downloaded and converted into sports code, where you can actually clip things as you go, or you can analyze it per sector, whether it's turnovers won or kicks from hand, and just really reconfirm your initial thought, or debate it and then try and find out why you made a bad decision. So my laptop, I need to actually get more storage, because I've just been in Dragons we had a server where everything automatically got uploaded to, but on the way home from here I'm going to buy some storage, because I'm just been downloading games left, right, center. And Super Rugby starts soon as well, and that's obviously always interesting, and particularly sometimes they're ahead of the curve in terms of trends. Because obviously they've had sometimes Six Nations, Northern Hemisphere Rugby, pre-season is coaches' opportunity to really change things, and then obviously it becomes quite difficult and from in club rugby to change things week to week. Whereas what we generally see at the start of the Super Rugby is, those coaches' thought process over their pre-season, off-season in terms of how the game can go and what changes they can make. So it's always, for me anyway, it's always interesting to try and break down what's happening in the game. And I think that also for Six Nations, I mean, round one is going to be fascinating because the coaches have had since November to look and analyse, and also they've had 2 weeks prep. So Ireland are in Portugal this week, and England are going away, and I think it's generally round one where you see if there's something different going to happen, more so than round 2, 3, 4 and 5.
Yeah, I remember an interview you did in September, I think it was, with just the Pro 14 website, and you were just referring to some of the coaches that you admired, and Bill Belichick was one. He had a success over the weekend, and Sean Dyche was another, and you'd mentioned you were planning on sitting down with him. Did you ever get the chance to do it?
We didn't. Now he's open to it, and I still have the contact there, and that's something. There's a sports kind of high performance conference on in March in London that I'm going to go to. So I'm going to try and tie in a bit of CPD and around that, and hopefully I'll go down to Southern Hemisphere over the next couple of months and spend some time. And I've been very lucky. I spent time in the Queensland Reds. I spent time with the Stormers, and I've spent a week. I spent time in New Zealand with the Crusaders and the Highlanders, etc. So I'm looking to see where would be a good place to go for some CPD. And to be honest, what'll happen is I'll watch the first couple of rounds and see what club are doing something different, and then try and make contact with their coach, and definitely looking to continue to try and upskill as quickly as possible.